Hi, I'm Chris, and this is,
And
and we want to welcome you to Guide to Be Wrong. And trust me, you're going to be pretty wrong a lot. So, I show title matches that description. uh, Listen, thank you again. Oh man, we're so happy with the new subscribers. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Please keep leaving your messages. We're working on a way to respond to them. We can't quit our jobs because we don't have enough subscribers. So
so please subscribe.
we eventually gonna get to the answer to the question.
There is that video of this lady that I don't think that she is real. That she is basically begging. It says, "Please subscribe. I need to pay the rent."
Let's hope we don't get to that. But anyway, today we have a great show. We have a great show today. Today is talk about passion, right? Passion is you have to have passion about something in your life. If you don't, you get a problem. But we're going to talk about not just passion. We talk about the passion. This passion that we don't really understand, right? There's things that people have a passion for, but they don't really quite get it. Like they don't really understand what the passion is about, or is there really passion about what you really think is passion, right? There's so many things about that stuff. Let's talk about that real quick. Hey, what do you think about that?
I think the best example is about taxes. Like you have those two people, right? And one side that keeps saying, tax the rich, right? And then I have many friends and relatives that demand that we tax the rich.
The dumbasses.
Okay, but you go and ask them, okay, so how much more? I don't know. But what percentage higher? I don't know. What percentage they are paying now? I don't know. What part of the budget is paid by the rich people? I don't know. And you have the other side. The one that are like taxation is stealing. You have that group,
It
right?
is stealing.
You see, like, and then you go and ask them, okay, so how are you going to pay for the police? How are you going to pay for the firefighters, for education? How much you need to pay for the cleaning of the streets? I don't know. How much of the taxes go to there? I don't know. But they are very passionate, both sides, very passionate about taxing more or taxing less. But I mean, I have not even met one person that you want to ask them, no, like an accountant, like 18.7%, but some kind of general idea of where the taxes come from, where they are paying, who is paying, who is getting the benefits, any like a round idea. They don't know nothing. I mean, most people. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so that's a good point. Passion, right?
Hmm.
There's good passion. People feel passionate about writing, music, sports, and all
Oh,
those
that's
things.
understandable,
Oh,
though.
that's all those things are very understandable because it's like it's a human nature to root for somebody to feel the urge to win, to feel the energy, all these things.
Totally.
But like taxes, right? It's a good example with the taxes. Yeah, tax the rich. I think we spoke in one of our shows about that. Tax the rich. People. Some dumbasses even go outside for hours, screaming and yelling and do signs and walk around and
For both sides, though, right?
for both sides, and they don't really quite sure understand
Okay,
how that stuff
you
works.
go and ask them,
Yeah,
and they don't know nothing, and they come up with this. But I'm not an accountant, but I'm not a politician.
yeah,
Okay, but you have passion for this. Why? How much you want to raise it or lower it?
yeah. It's I think they confuse passion with idea. I think it's more of an idea that they have, but they don't understand it. And it's also an easy way to feel good. Look, environmental is also another thing. I'm huge against environmental crap. I think they lie,
Mm.
and again, Let me put it in because I'm one of those persons that think everybody should be equal. Everybody should be the same. So you come here. We live in the United States of America. We live in New York State, very liberal state, stupid laws. You know, we get punished for the environmental crap, but then there's other countries that are destroying the planet, and they look the other way. It's like I don't get it. You know, like you punishing me, and I do everything, and no matter how much I do, I never do enough for these environmental idiots. Um, but then you let other countries destroy the planet any way they want, and nobody says anything about it. Same thing with taxes, right? Tax the rich. It's easy to say tax the rich. You know, everybody feels good about it. Nobody can say no. You know, you're part of a large group. You want, oh, you know, they live in these big houses, and I live in a little tiny apartment. You know, it sounds good and it sounds all that, but then what do you get out of it? I mean, what at the end of the day, what do you get out of it? What nobody understands why. They just know that they want to scream and yell and tell everybody do this. You know, I think it's like an entirement thing than anything else. Taxing the rich, your example, and this very passionate people go every weekend. I mean, literally every weekend you can go to any of these big cities, and you're gonna find some group out there screaming and yelling that we should tax the rich, and they have no clue on what the rich are paying, what they're not paying, what they're doing, what they're not
That
doing,
is very
who
strange,
is
though.
doing what they're doing with the money, what they're not doing with the money, who's collecting the money. You know, they have no idea. But they don't mind standing there for hours, stopping traffic, annoying everybody, screaming and yelling, let's tax the rich. Even though they have no clue on what the heck tax the rich means. You know, they have no idea what it really means. You know, the same thing with the environment. We go out there, pass these laws, scream and yell, we clean the planet, we're gonna die in the next 30 minutes with the end of the planet and all that crap. But then when you ask him simple questions like what the percentage, who is doing what, who is polluting, where is the pollution? Well, they have no clue
And they don't have clue in any level.
in any level.
Like I have a friend that he went to Harvard, and she was, like so upset about how little the rich are paying. So I asked her, like, okay, so how much they are paying now? I don't know. So how much you want to raise it to? I don't know. Um, like, do you have any policy that is concrete? Like we don't want 12%, we want 17%. We don't want 70% of this pile from pay from this group. We only want 55, and then we want to get the rest from this other group. No, nothing of that. It's just almost like a team. Like like I do understand in sports. Like you love the money,
Yeah.
right? And you don't need to know how much is the budget of the money, or how much are the assets of the team. Money is, for people that don't know, is a
It's a
soccer
football team. Football.
is a soccer
It's a
team
football team.
in
Call it-
is a soccer
It's a
team
football team.
in Peru. And okay, you see, you can have a passion about that. That I do understand, but somebody likes the Mets, right? I think you like the Mets,
I like
right?
the Mets, yes.
And even though they lose all the time, and why don't you just like the Yankees,
Hell no.
And
Mets town.
all of that is totally reasonable, though. That you like this team, you like this other team, I think I, most people that I know actually like the Mets. It's like it's weird because the Yankees have way bigger fan groups than the Mets, but for some reason I'm surrounded by Met fans, and I totally understand you guys. Like you don't care about losing. It's fine.
Well, actually, the Mets. I mean, I don't want to get off the topic, but just to give you a little knowledge, since I know you don't know shit about sports.
I don't.
The Mets actually took the place of the Brooklyn Dodgers. The
Mhm.
Brooklyn Dodgers, they had the Yankees, and the Yankees was like the rich people team, and the Brooklyn Dodgers was the poor people team. And then the Brooklyn Dodgers moved to LA, which now they call the LA Dodgers,
Well, in the 70s,
right?
though.
No, it happened. No, way before that, like in the 50s, 60s.
No.
So the Mets, the New York Mets came and they put in Flushing, in Queens, and automatically, because Queens is a minority neighborhood, a lot of Spanish and blacks and Asians took on the Mets because it was put right in the Spanish neighborhood. So when you go to the stadium, most of the stadium when you go to the Mets is mixed. When you go to the Yankees, it's usually white. But that
No,
that
that's not the case.
no, it
It
is.
mostly is based on the Giants, and yes, the Giants fans are Yankees fans. You have not seen that.
No. It's believe it or not, it's a lot. Most Mets fans are Hispanic, are not white.
No, it's not about the white line.
No, it
You're
is.
totally
No,
wrong.
it is. It
No,
is.
because
Have you ever gone to a game?
yeah, totally, many times, and
The Mets
it's
game?
no,
So
no, no. One time I went
what the fuck are
actually.
you
Yes,
talking about
no,
then?
no. One time I went, and it was completely full of people from Long Island.
You're probably talking about hockey. But anyway, listen, sports has diversity. Everybody loves
But
sports.
that's understandable
Yeah.
that you like this one or this one
Yeah.
because you feel like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want it, right?
I mean, it's the colors too. I like the Mets uniform. I never liked the Yankee uniform, but there's something have to catch your eye, either the uniform, that's what the team stands for, the tradition, all these things. But that's passion, right? When you feel passion, you know about it, you learn the history, you read about it, you talk to people about it. So many things you do about it. But we're talking about the passion about people that just they have passion and they don't really understand why. Like when you ask them questions, like they have no idea how. You see how easy you ask me and say, "Oh no, the Mets came from this and this." See, because I like the Mets, I know the little history about the Mets. I'm not a Mets expert, but at least I know a little bit. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
could tell you, I could tell you the players when they won the championships. Where they at right now. I could tell you a lot of things. But there's people that we talk about the taxes, we talk about the environment, that they go out there week after week crying and whining and bitching and all that shit. But when you ask them simple questions, they have no idea.
That's very
They
interesting.
have no clue of what the hell they're standing in the sun annoying everybody for hours. You got no clue.
Okay, because in the it's not like you could ever go to somebody that likes certain team and try to convince them to move to the other team, right? That will be that's just
It's just a
ridiculous.
waste of time. It's a waste.
And it totally makes sense, because it's everything about feelings and passions and things like that. But then when you have things that are real, not that sports are not real, but I'm saying like in this other world, like like okay, so I was talking um, with my father-in-law, and and the guy went to a great college, right? And is crazily smart. Probably he's the smartest person that I have ever met.
You fucking know me.
And after you, of course, after him, and he was talking about the basically Trump changing the international deals with other countries, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
something that I'm fascinated about, that I'm always trying to read as much as I can, try to check as much as I can. It's too complicated for me to understand it, so
Okay.
it goes over my head.
Is there a country you're talking about?
He was talking about Europeans and American trade deals,
Okay.
right? So I started asking him about it. He doesn't know nothing,
Mhm.
and he was totally opposed about rewriting the deals with
The tariffs.
the tariffs between United States and Europe, right?
Yeah.
Totally opposite. So,
Most people don't understand how that works.
Because it's very, very complicated.
It's not complicated.
Oh, it's crazily
No, it's not.
complicated.
It's
Okay, but that's another subject. So I was trying to pick out his brain because, as I said, if my father-in-law is watching the video, I'm not pooping on you, dude. You are amazing. But he doesn't know. So I started asking him, okay, so what is now? What it should be? What is he trying to move it? He doesn't know nothing at all. But at the same time, he's very passionate against these deals.
So just
are you in favor of the deals? And do you understand them? You are against of the deals, and you do. You don't understand.
Of course, yeah.
It is weird. It's very weird. Like, I have no opinion about it.
I do have an opinion.
You do?
Of course I do.
But you don't understand.
No. I do understand it.
Oh, you do?
And again.
No. Regular level.
I'm not an expert on this. Of course, we're not economics. We don't do any of this stuff. But I tell you this: for half of the United States history, the United States government based all their income on tariffs. Okay, the United States did not pay taxes in the United States. That's a new thing. The United States, we fought, and I say we because I'm part of this great nation. I like to think that I'm part of this great nation. But this nation fought against the damn British to avoid paying taxes, and they wrote that in the damn Constitution that there shall be no freaking taxes. So for half of the country, for the history of the United States, all the income that came to the United States was based on tariffs.
No, there is no part in Constitution that says
it says it's in the first paragraph. Read it.
No, it says no taxes with no representation.
No, it says no taxes on land, on people, meaning that you should not pay property taxes and you should not pay income taxes. But they changed the law later on because they idiots wanted to change the law. Again, how did that change the law started? With tax the fucking rich. Tax the rich is that open the door for us to be taxed on everything. You can look it up. You can look it up. There was no taxes here before that. Some dumbass decided, let's tax the rich, okay? And they tax the rich and that opened the door for everybody to be taxed because that's how it always starts, here and there. So tariffs in the United States were always in place, okay? Always in place. They changed it later on. That it got to a point that basically the United States went from making to buying. And because of that, they opened the door for no tariffs. All countries were sending the stuff to the United States basically paying nothing. But try to send an item from the United States to other countries, they would charge you so much money. And then they will this is the thing that most people don't understand, mainly Europeans. And I say this all the fucking time. Fuck the Europeans. They would tell, if it has this ingredient, you cannot bring it here. If you waste this much, you cannot bring it here. If it's this here, you cannot bring it here. They will make things, an item, that will be impossible for the United States to send it or sell it to them. Okay? But we never did it to them. So everybody could bring the stuff here. Because according to the people say, it's cheaper. To me, that makes no sense. To me, we went from a country that had tariffs. That's why when you say your father-in-law, why we tariff, we always did it.
No.
We always did it. It was always done.
No, my point
we need to go back to it.
No, my point is, so that I do understand. If you said, in general, we should have these kind of taxes, not these kind of taxes. Like you say, for example, we should not have property taxes.
We should not have property taxes.
That is a valid point to go on both sides, right? And I totally understand.
How could it be a valid point on both sides? Explain that to me.
Okay, so
what benefits do you get from paying taxes on your property? Meaning that your property will never be yours.
Yes. If you start paying almost a rent, like in New York, right? Like especially in Jersey. In Jersey, I think they are paying 3.75%. that is too much.
So let me ask you something.
Yes.
Let me ask you something.
Yes,
So why you got so many states that have no property tax?
that's what I'm trying to
And some
explain.
states that do. See, that's my point. You
Mhm.
see, so it doesn't work for you
Mhm.
because you want to tax me, but it works for other people that don't tax.
Okay, that I understand. But when people says, for example, right,
This is the passion that people feel about this stuff.
okay, but when your passion is about something concrete, like for example, the deal that we have with France, the trading deal that we have with France, it should be this other way or this other way. Like if you have a passion about that, you have to understand that. That's my whole point.
Yes, of course you do. I
You
mean,
know,
of course, when you have a passion,
I don't have an opinion about that. As I said, I try to understand it, but it's not like
I don't have a passion about that. I mean, honestly, I don't really care, but I do care when when I notice it's so noticeable that countries can do things, but we cannot do it to them. So
mhm,
they could do it to us, but we cannot do it to them because
mhm,
there was a deal. So what kind of deal was that where I get screwed and you get all the good stuff? You
mhm,
know, so I think your father-in-law is fucking don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
mhm,
Because
mhm.
when you actually look at the deals that we had, they were all against the United States. There was not one deal the United States was even breaking even.
That is very complicated.
It is? You think so?
Very,
I don't
very
think it
complicated.
is. It's very simple. It's just math. They're taking more money than us. They're selling more products than we are. They're not allowing that products to be sold over there, but yeah, we allow them to come over here. I mean, it's that simple. It's not that complicated. That's what it is. You know,
Mhm.
it's not that complicated. People want to make it complicated, but it's not. How many cars? How many? Look, Japan. Okay, Japan makes great cars. Don't get me wrong. I have a Japanese car, so I don't want to talk shit about Japan. Japan makes the best cars. But how many American cars do you see in Japan? Not that many. They make it almost impossible for American cars to be sold in Japan. How many American cars you see in China? How many American cars you see in Europe? They make it almost impossible to sell these cars. But here, they all sell the cars over here, right?
Mhm. Okay, but the answer of that is what? Just stop them to bring it, or give them a period so they will open factories here and start building them here.
Okay. Well, you know,
Because you see those imports are linked to other exports,
so
right?
yeah. So honestly, look, as a buyer,
Mm-hmm.
because I want to tell you the both answers. As a buyer,
Mm-hmm.
I would tell you that I really let them come because the more they come, the better options I have, and probably the prices will be better
Mm-hmm.
because you have a competition,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Okay.
as a buyer, I say that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as an American worker, right? I would tell you this: hey, fair is fair. Okay, fair is fair. If you bring in 500,000 cars to sell in the United States, we should be able to send 500,000 cars into your market, whether they and give people the option to buy them or not. That is a fair deal.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Fair is fair, but they don't even let us do that.
That's what I'm saying. So if you see the different levels, the different international contracts that they have, not with all the world, that is almost like you can fill up a library with these documents. No, I'm talking about just France and
Of
United
course, no,
States.
and you're right. And of course, we're talking about something that we don't really know. We're just talking about basic stuff. But then there's people like your father-in-law. I keep saying that because you brought that example
Mm-hmm.
that they have no clue.
No clue. That's
There's no clue what the hell
I'm
is
telling
happening. But no, it cannot be done this way. You know, wait, you have no idea how it happens. You know, that's the problem. You see, that's a problem. Taxes is one thing. Um, you know, I mentioned environment is another thing. Now we're talking about trades. There's a lot of things that most people have a passion, like a real passion. A passion enough that they wear T-shirts. You know, like they actually walk around with a T-shirt saying, whatever. You
Because
know,
you won't ask them, and they are
they have
sure.
no clue how. the basic for. We're not even talking about.
Uncle, no, no,
the-
no, no, like a level of a college level or
Yeah,
something like
we're just
that.
talking about just the basic
Uncle, no,
fundamental. Like I just mentioned. I just mentioned the basic fundamental how the stuff works. This is not. I'm not even a professional. I'm not explaining anything. We're not talking about budgets or parts or the trade between this country. No, we're not talking about none of that.
yes.
We're just talking about the basic. This is how it works. This is how the flow's supposed to be.
Uncle, they don't know.
They don't even know that.
And I'm not talking about that's something that also surprised me is not like people that didn't go to college don't know something very complicated. No, I'm talking about like you can go and talk with somebody from MIT, right? That probably has a vast knowledge about the about the numbers and all of that,
Yeah.
right? And then you ask them, okay, what about the international deal between United States and France? And he will have no idea about it because it's so specialized, so needy into that part that is almost impossible to know. Maybe the people that sign make those papers will know, or the people that have interest in those
Yeah.
documents will know. Now you talk about how many countries you have. The international deals with China, with Russia. With Russia, we don't really have any more that, but with India, right? And they
Yeah.
are like a huge thing.
So every country.
Why you have such a? If somebody says, I'm sorry that I interrupt you. If somebody says, now we're going to raise, I'm sorry, the taxes for cars that come from India, right? And we're going to raise them to 30%. I don't know if that's good or bad. I have no idea, right? But why you have people that have so much passion in both sides if they also don't know?
because look, just to finish with that little, because we could talk about other things too. At the end, the root of it is a very political thing, right? It's at the end of the day, the United States, the United States have something that other countries, most countries in the world don't have, which is called, like I call it, non-profit organizations, right? There's groups of people that make a living out of this. They make a living out of making noise, out of disruption, out of
Totally.
I'm fighting for your rights, I'm fighting for this group, because every group needs representation. So, like the last example was country to India. So maybe this group gets attached with a auto factory in Ohio, and this time, and listen, look what they're doing to you. They're going to take your jobs. And then they give them money, and now they're starting fighting and they're protesting, and look what they do. They probably have no idea. They may not even be talking about cars. They might be talking about motorcycles or something, but they don't care. They don't care because at the end, that's how they make a living. Most countries around the world don't have that. Very few countries actually have non-profits because you have to have a lot of rich people in an area for live to have these organizations to fight for you because you have to give them money. You have to willingly give them your money for them to do this. It's a very political move. Politicians do it all the time.
And they line up. Like
Yeah.
if you have somebody that is um, pro tax the rich, right, against tariffs, uh, uh, pro gerrymandering on the blue states. It's something very weird about that because those three positions don't line up. They are completely different. But most people go from that side, or you go to the other side. Like what I'm trying to say is, people line up to their groups.
Yep.
And like, how come you don't go from one side to the other side? I'm in favor of this, but not that I know, but I'm in favor of increasing the tariffs with China, but lower it to South America. something like that, it will make sense. But you that's not what you get. You get these people that are so passionate in one side, in all these things that they do not line up, but all of them are sponsored by the Democrats. All these lineup of things that are sponsored by the Republicans.
Yeah.
And you do wonder, like, wait, you are in favor of you are in favor of immigration. You are in favor of immigration, but you are against against Americans moving to Europe. Like, how does that work? Those things completely contradict
Contradict each other,
each
right?
other, but they are lined up with one side, or the contrary.
Yeah.
You are against immigration in United States, right? But you are totally in favor of Americans going wherever they want to move overseas.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wait, we are going to retire in Costa Rica, but you were very, very against immigration in United States. How can you be passionate by two things I mean, I'm not saying that there is a good answer. I'm just saying, how can you be so passionate in things that totally contradict each other? And then when I ask you about it, you don't really know about it.
Well, one of the things, well, let me just touch on the immigration part. I don't think most Americans are not against immigration. And again, the immigration is one thing that people always get it wrong.
No, I wasn't saying that.
But most Americans are against illegal immigration. There's a big difference between legal immigration. It happens all the time. People come to the United States by the thousands. I think we get 500,000 people come to the United States in every country. Every country, not the United States. Every country has a problem. You got legal immigration, meaning that somebody goes and apply for a visa, goes to the country to work, to study, or to stay, right? But they go to do the paperwork and wait online. They get the call, they get on the bus or the train or whatever, or the plane, and they get to that place, right? And there's illegal immigration, where nobody knows who you are, nobody knows when you got there, nobody knows anything about you. People always bring fake documents. They don't know if that's your real name, if that was where you were born, if you were a criminal in the city where you were. Nobody knows anything. That's what most people are against. Most people are against illegal immigration.
No, but my whole point is that you do have a lot of people that are passionate about against legal immigration to the United States, right? And then at the same time, there's a group of that, right?
Oh, I mean, there's groups of everything.
Okay, but they at the same time are very in favor of Americans legally moving to other countries.
Yeah,
and that contradicts each other.
That contradicts each other.
Right?
That makes no sense.
My whole point was so getting onto another subject, but that there are people that are crazy passionate. No, it's not like they have an opinion. Everybody has an opinion about probably Chinese tariffs, right? If United States should lower it, what is happening of this thing, right?
Yeah.
And as I said, I don't really have an opinion because it's very complicated. Maybe with time I will understand it more and I will get an opinion.
No, you won't.
Probably won't.
No, you won't.
But I will never be passionate about it.
Yeah, no, it's
it's like I'm sorry, what? Yes, have the tariffs. Yeah. Okay, yes, let's get tariffs. Okay, but so to zero.
Yeah.
Yes, to zero. Okay, so how much are now? I don't know. How much they are getting for these tariffs? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just what? It's just like aliens. That's another big one, right? There's people that go with that. Yeah, I was adopted by aliens.
No, aliens are totally real. Don't let it. They are totally real, and we don't need to know nothing about it. But they are kidnapping us.
That's another one that some people are very passionate about aliens. They would tell you, "Hey, I saw them yesterday, man.
No,
I was drinking my beer, and they told me, don't drink that brand, man. That brand is not good for you. So I'm switching my beer brand, because the aliens told me." Yeah.
But that's, so you see, right there is something that you can be passionate. You don't really need to. Well, so
But when you ask you simple questions like, "Do you know the distance between this?" or they have no idea about nothing. They have no idea how space works, the distance.
no, you
They
don't
got,
need to know. You don't need to know to know that there is something weird happening.
oh, you're something, guy.
No, but there is other things that you could know. You're talking about something that is unknowable, right?
Yeah, I don't believe in aliens. I
The-
don't believe in any of this stuff. I don't. I'm at least.
He's an alien denier, so don't listen to him.
No, that when you come, well, I think we're going to talk about that's one of the topics probably in the future, but there's a lot of stuff that so for anybody to say this is how it is in our lifetime, I think it's misleading. You know, it's better to say at this moment this is our findings or something like that
Mhm.
because we have changed and we still changing history or just about all the history that we have known of humankind have been modified
Mhm.
because we can find in different things all these things. Um, the way I look at it is simple. There's only a very handful of people that can read something that somebody wrote 2,000 years ago, and nobody else can even guess what it says. So
Mhm.
we basically our knowledge is based on a handful of people that are telling us, "Oh, this is what this person wrote 3,000 years ago."
And even in there is passion of people that do not understand
They
it,
don't understand it.
and they
No, but
no, it's this and this that,
yeah,
and then the same, like when you hear their interviews
yeah.
about something that they are crazily passionate, they don't know shit.
I think at the end, because we got people, we got the aliens, we got flat Earth, and again, don't get me wrong. There's experts on all these fields, right? All these fields have somebody that dedicate their whole life about this. That doesn't mean that they're right.
Absolutely no.
That
We are
doesn't
not
mean they're
saying
right
trust
or
the
they're
expert.
wrong. I'm not saying that they're right or wrong. They
Try,
just
try, trust the experts. F that. Do
yeah,
not trust them.
yeah.
They've been so
They've been wrong
wrong.
all the time. But I mean, there's the people that dedicate their whole life, and when they speak, people listen to them because you expect somebody that after doing studying and reading and writing for 40 freaking years of your life, you may know something about it. But
Mhm.
a lot of times they're also wrong. They're also wrong, right? They're also
Yes, but
wrong.
they have a foundation.
They have a
So
foundation.
they can be wrong. It says, oh, this is not how it was done, right? But like there is this guy, for example, that the Egypt pyramids, he was able to map each rock. No, no, listen. He was able to map each rock.
So they told me next that Earth is flat. Watch.
No, no. So there is this guy, right? That went and took photos of the pyramids.
Every rock.
One of these, every rock,
Okay.
and
And he said that they were made in China.
no, and then he sized them, and
And he
he
realized you could buy it in fucking Lego. It's a big ass Lego.
and he sized them, right, and got the pattern. So the walls have a pattern, like this kind of, like this size, this size, this size, this size, and then go back to that in these roads, and they make a so there is a structure on how they were built,
Okay.
right, and nobody knew about this,
Okay.
that like that you have this size of rocks. I'm making shit up because I don't really, I mean, he explained it but I didn't understand it, right, but it's like this size of rock every, let's say, 20 rocks.
Okay. Let me ask you
And
something.
no, just
Go ahead.
listen, please.
What is
So, and he's not an expert,
Okay.
he just but he was able to take these photos, size them, see the pattern of the sides,
Yep.
of the how they were built,
Mm-hmm.
and make a whole essay about this that is very respected.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
like so you can have passions of something that you didn't even go to college or anything like that. Uh, or the guy that found this, there is this guy that actually was able to found these archaeological ruins in Peru. He was very passionate about that. He didn't go to college or anything like that. He's just a guy that pretty much retired on his 50s and he started taking these photos and was able to find this temple on Peru. But that's not what there's no. So I'm not saying people only can have passion for something that they must know or something like that. What I'm saying is that there are people passionate about something that they have never even paid a second even googling it. You know that's a huge difference. You know, like as I said, tax the rich, tax the rich, or taxation is this, taxation is the stealing, and then but they. So you're passionate about that, but you never even sat like 20 minutes to check any of these. That's a completely that's the two extremes.
I think when it comes to that, is I think the group that we're talking about today, and of course, there's experts in every field. Don't get me wrong. There's people that believe the Earth is flat. You know, they some of them talk some good shit.
They do.
Some of them, some of them make you think about it. It's like maybe it's flat.
No, not that they are right, but just if you listen to them, you know, they are good, really good selling their point.
But the truth of the matter is, that as humans, and we are humans, right? He might be an alien. I don't know. This fucking guy releasing aliens, but he might be an alien. I'm not an alien. I'm human. Um, we all want to be part of something. We all want to belong somewhere. And there is the people that have a passion for something. And when you have a passion for something, you do your homework, you do your research, you spend money, like you spend your time. You like it so much, you talk about it. You meet people that feel the same way about you, and you guys agree or disagree, but you know the group meets and they talk about it. You know, there's people that feel so much passion about a group, a band music, or a math or anything, but they feel so much passion that they put resources on this, and that's a key difference. These are people that feel passion, that they feel so much passion. When you're willing to put meaning your time and your money on something, you really have to like it. And then there's the other people. They just want to belong somewhere. They just want to be a
Yes.
group. You know, they just want to go out there and be part of it, part of something, but without doing any homework, without doing any research, without doing nothing. They just want to be part of a group that they feel, hey, I'm popular with this group. Whatever they told me I'm going to do, doesn't matter. As long as I say or do what they told me, they're happy. And that's the group that we're talking about.
Okay, it goes to the extreme that there is this guy, right? He totally has bad faith, though. He's doing it totally to attack them, right? That I have to clarify. But he does
Attack who?
attack these protesters. So
Okay.
the guy that doing this has really bad faith, doing what I'm going to explain. So he goes to these protesters and tell them, with no looking you sign, what you sign says, and they cannot tell.
They don't even know what
They
sign
don't
they're
know what the
holding.
sign
Yeah.
is.
Because these are people that show up, they give them a sign, and they're
Go
standing
around.
there, and they don't even have a freaking clue.
And then they go, and then he goes, "Oh, but you wrote this. Why?"
Yeah.
I don't know. They gave me the sign. No, you've been like a couple of hours here going around to this sign. Not that you have to make your own signs.
Yeah.
Or I'm not saying nothing of that. But for God's sake, if you are holding a sign in any place and screaming and yelling and being passionate about that sign, you have to know what the
You
sign
have to know
says
what it's doing. Yeah.
and what it means. Or
Yeah.
I don't know, go home and
And then of course, and that's what we're addressing in this episode, right? We're addressing the people that claim that they have a passion for something, but they don't even understand what the hell they're talking about. I mean, like, and we gave a couple of examples earlier. I mean, people that have a passion for something, it could be jazz, it could be I love ska music. They will tell you something about the history, the traditions, why they do it, where is the best place to do it, because they're so in it. They're part of it. But then they got the other people that, like you just said, right? They standing somewhere. They don't even know why. They just standing there. I remember my grandmother, of course, she passed away, but she was telling me a story one day. She went to church, and the church had so many buses, and they all went to Washington. She said she didn't even know why. She said, "Oh, let's go to Washington." Okay, I go. And she was in the bus, 3 hours and a half going to Washington, and she stood there. They gave her a sandwich. She was telling her, "Oh, the sandwich was so good." And they gave us somebody. We got drinks and all this stuff. We had a good time, and we were singing songs. And they asked me, "What were you there?" I said, "I don't know."
And that is the reality. That's what is
I don't
happening.
know. They just took us there.
Of course, that is what is happening.
The church just went there.
Of course, like
But
I don't know, against abortion or whatever it was,
whatever it was,
and now we have to yell about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she got a free, ticket to DC. She got to see the White House. She got a good sandwich out of it, and she got some sodas. So she was happy.
Totally.
And that's what we're talking about, right? That's what we're talking. That's what we're addressing. It's great to feel passionate about something. It's as long as it's a healthy way of doing it, right? Without hurting anybody, without doing any of this craziness. But you should do your research.
Of
You
course,
should do your research.
have passion. Absolutely, that is one of the reasons of life.
Because
But don't let the people manipulate you.
yeah,
Don't marry to an idea. He always bothered me about the aliens, but but I'm totally open that there are not. And actually, people that I admire, they actually have said that there are no aliens. So I give it a big. I think probably they are, but I'm not married to that idea.
I don't want to get off too much topic, but one of the problems that we have in our lifetime, because we live for average 80 years, 85 years as average living now. When you think about it, you may think it's a lot of time, but when you think about time as a whole, it's nothing. When you think about the time in the lifetime of Earth, a planet, is really not even a second. It's like you blink and you're gone to the life of the galaxy, right?
Yes.
So that's what we are. The other problem that we have, and of course, I know we're going to talk about this because it's a great topic to talk about eventually, is what is the reality of life, you know? And it's better. The way I look at it is, I don't know if there's a heaven or hell. I hope there is. I hope there's a heaven, and I hope I hope I go to heaven. But anyway, um, hope is a great thing to have. Um, most of the accomplishments in a lifetime in a human kind is because of hope. People don't lose hope, and they keep in fighting and trying and trying. Imagine if we lose hope on things, all the things that could not have been accomplished. The people just give up, Say, no, I'm tired. It's too much. But the reason why we have the things like this that we have is because there was a few people that didn't lose hope. They kept going and going and going. And I want to just finish my last thought on this. That's why I was listening to somebody said the other day on the news that there should be no billionaires. You know, and the way I look at it is, how can you punish somebody that gives the world so much? Because for you to become a billionaire, for instance, if you somebody that creates something, somebody that builds something, somebody that comes with this idea that changes the entire world. We're talking about 6 billion people's life, and you're going to punish that person because he actually did something that you could not even dream of, just because you can say tax the rich or we shouldn't have billionaires. That makes no sense to me.
Of course, all of those things you can have passion about it, but you do have to have some numbers, some ideas, some. But as I said, Please don't. Don't become a Mets fan just because it's a team with the Jets, right?
I'm a Giants fan, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, but you're an exception. That doesn't really happen.
Nobody's a Jets fan, man.
Okay, most Mets fans are Jets fans.
I don't think so.
Absolutely, they go together.
I don't think there's no Jets fans at all. I like the Jets. Hey, listen, I like every New York team, no matter who they are. I even like the Brooklyn soccer team, and they're
Brooklyn
horrible.
Bombers.
No, that's the Yankees, man.
No. There is there is the one that are in by the water. They have the is the B class.
The Cyclone.
Yes.
That's a Mets team. But you know, Brooklyn has its own soccer team. In you know, they're horrible. Oh my god, they're bad. But I go and see them. I show my support. Let's go Brooklyn. Even the women's Brooklyn team, horrible. Um, Go watch them, please. Support your team. The food is great. The stadium is beautiful, and after the game, you could walk to the beach. So you can make it a nice, beautiful day. Support the team. Support the Brooklyn soccer team, the female team. Um, I'm not going to tell you that you're going to enjoy the game.
You're going to lose.
but you're gonna have a great time. The view is beautiful. It's by the waterfront, right in Coney Island. The food is great, you know, and you can walk to the beach right after it, so you can make a good day out of it, you know. And the tickets are very cheap, very reasonable. You can have a very good day by going and watching the Brooklyn team. See, that's passion, you know. That's passion. We gotta support our teams. We gotta support our team. But here and there, listen, do your research first. We're not experts on any of this stuff. We're just here running our mouths.
And tax the rich.
But yeah, there's a lot of people that sadly don't even know why they do things. And my conclusion, my conclusion on this is, as humans, we want to be part of something. It's in our nature to be part of something. And a lot of times you just get pushed into an idea, and you just want to be there. You know, you just want to be there. You know, and it sounds good. It sounds like it's a great idea, and why not? You know, to have a bunch of people around you screaming and yelling, and that's good. I mean, if that's what you want to do, it's not a problem. But don't get upset when somebody just asks you a question about why are you doing it, and then you have no idea what you even standing there for. You know, if not, just be honest. Hey, I'm just here because my daughter asked me to be here.
My church took me.
Yeah, or my church brought me here, or just told my daughter asked me to come and help her, and I'm here. And just be honest about it. If you don't know it, just be honest. But don't come and say, "Oh, because we got tax the billionaires." Okay, well, why? Because we have to. Then you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You know, that's what we're talking about, right? Thank you so much. I don't know if you want to have your last thoughts about
No,
it.
I think you covered everything.
Well, thank you so much. Please subscribe, and we're going to see you next time. And don't forget to leave your comments, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much.